Picture this. You're standing on a cliff, overlooking a wide, slow-moving river in the Scottish Highlands. Shafts of sunlight dance across the water as a guide announces that the river below is quietly storing enough electricity to light every home in Edinburgh for a week. No dams, no concrete scars, just water flowing exactly where it always has. Let's back up. Humanity's energy dilemma isn't generation, it's timing. Solar floods grids at noon, wind howls overnight, demand yo-yos, and battery minerals are pricey. Engineers are revisiting pumped storage hydro, but with a twist. Use the river's own meanders as both upper and lower reservoirs. Visualize a long loop where the upstream segment sits 20 meters higher than the downstream return. Connect those 2 points with buried penstocks, giant tubes, and borrow gravity on demand. Because the river keeps flowing, the water you move is constantly refreshed. That slashes evaporation losses seen in desert reservoirs and avoids fish migration nightmares of traditional dams. Early simulations show round-trip efficiencies north of 82%, on par with lithium packs, minus the lithium. Messy rivers mean messy data. Spring thaws, summer droughts, autumn leaf litter, all conspire to clog pipes. Enter artificial intelligence. Thousands of sensors, ultrasonic gauges, sediment lidar, drone cameras, ping cloud models every 10 seconds, predicting flow an hour out. The system throttles pumps before debris arrives, sparing turbines from a gravel smoothie. Project Willow, a 6-month prototype on the River Tay, proved the point. On gusty nights when offshore wind farms were curtailing output, Willow absorbed the excess, pumping water uphill at near zero cost. 2 days later, a cold snap hit. Willow disgorged that energy in a 6-hour pulse, shaving peak wholesale prices by 14%. Economically, traditional pumped hydro tops $2,000 per installed kilowatt. Willow's civil cost is mostly drilling penstocks, closer to $200. Pair standard Kaplan turbines with cheap sensors and storage undercuts, grid-scale lithium. But the real magic is the network effect. String multiple loops together, and the Tay Valley becomes a living battery pack, shifting energy like a conductor waves a baton. Risks: landslides, aquatic ecology, governance. Drill through soft sandstone and slopes may destabilize. Sudden flow reversals can spook fish, and rivers cross county lines faster than lawyers can draft easements. Scotland's Energy Waterways Bill proposes shared revenue royalties to keep everyone rowing in the same direction. Why should Phoenix, Manila, or Johannesburg care? Because the geometry exists everywhere water wanders. Algorithms scanning global elevation maps have flagged thousands of candidate loops, from Mississippi oxbows to Mekong braids, each hiding gigawatt hours of untapped storage. Skeptics ask what happens when drought shrinks rivers. Counter question: what happens when a cloud blocks the sun? Diverse portfolios hedge volatility. River batteries thrive in wet years, solar in bright ones, wind in blustery ones. And looping rivers doesn't consume water, it merely detours it. Phase 2 of Willow breaks ground next spring, linking 3 meanders for 8 times capacity. When it clicks on, it will be Europe's largest battery north of the Alps, achieved with reinforced concrete and clever code. Tourism boards are planning glass-floored platforms, schools are queuing field trips, and investors who missed the solar boom are pounding on the door. Not every trial succeeds. A Tasmanian prototype shredded turbines. A Chinese project vibrated anchors from bedrock. The lesson: geology, ecology, and community must share equal billing. Listening sessions in riverside pubs informed everything from intake screen mesh to 5G tower placement. Environmental objections halved compared with a similar-sized wind farm. Education programs flourished. Classrooms modeled river loops in aquariums, sending data back to Willow's team. One teenager spotted a blade resonance hiccup engineers missed, earning a signed turbine blade now hanging in his school. Lithium still matters, but reliance is risky. Prices swing wildly, and scrap rates remain high. Water is cheap, Gravity is free, granite doesn't ignite. Diversify, don't double down. Policy tailwinds agree. The EU is drafting a directive naming geomorphic energy storage a strategic asset, unlocking fast-track permits and low-interest loans. Fast forward to New Year's Eve, 2030. Offshore wind is becalmed, solar panels sleep, yet Edinburgh glows steadily. In a control room beneath the Tay, dashboards show storage 86% full, frequency rock solid. Few revelers above realize the river below is carrying the fireworks soundtrack on electrons lifted yesterday. Urban planners are taking notes. Rotterdam wants to repurpose subterranean canals. Boston eyes freshwater loops under disused rail yards. MIT researchers are testing magneto-hydrodynamic generators. No moving parts, no cavitation, promising a future retrofit layer for extra watts. Selling the invisible is tricky. BBC videographers released fluorescent dye upstream and filmed it racing through underground penstocks with lidar overlays. The clip racked up 84 million views, proving that when you make the unseen vivid, audiences follow. Energy debates often polarize. River batteries reframe them around collaboration. Landscapes and cities, engineers and ecologists, elders and teenagers can co-author solutions. That mindset shift may outlast the turbines themselves. Investment is lining up. The European Investment Bank plans a €10 billion fund for riverine storage clusters, covering feasibility studies and early geotechnical risk. Similar mechanisms slashed offshore wind costs by 70% in 15 years. Autonomous microsubs could soon patrol penstocks, patching cracks with bioconcrete secreted by engineered bacteria. Quantum computers may optimize river networks across continents, deciding in femtoseconds when to pump and when to generate. In that world, rivers aren't just scenery, they're infrastructure humming beneath our feet. Before you click away, remember, every revolution starts with someone squinting at the ordinary and spotting hidden potential. Tomorrow, when you cross a bridge and glance at the lazy current below, consider the energy looping silently between its bends. And if one day you charge an e-bike beside that bridge, let the irony sink in. The river that once turned millstones now fuels microchips, past and future, gravity and code, braided into an endless loop. That's the quiet genius of the world's biggest battery. Tomorrow's power isn't mined or burned, it's borrowed briefly from the graceful turns rivers have always taken on their timeless journey to the sea.